Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities in Miniatures, and it's time once more for our weekly painting progress. And despite, well, at least for me, being such a quick week, I only had to work 3 days. Uh, I don't know where the time went because I was super busy the rest of the week. Uh, Thankfully, both myself and Sparkletrout were able to get stuff painted, and we're going to start things off with one of his models here, which came out quite nicely, and I want to say this was part of Anvil Digital Forge's anniversary set of models, and it was a Duelist figure. What was really neat about these figures in particular was that they had quite a few different options available to them, and so Sparkletrout went with the very eloquent bear skin goggle combo with chainsword and cybernetic arm there. In addition to that, we've got this cybernetic assassin from the Maker's Cult. It had an official name of some sort, but I don't remember what it is. And the first time I saw it, and now that I see it again, it feels very Quarian to me, very Mass Effect. So you can see here I accidentally messed up when I pulled it off the print bed. There was a little bit of his kunai there that seems to have broken off. There are a couple options on this guy, if I remember correctly, with or without the cloak. For one, I wish he had a scabbard. That's my only real irritation. You can see the cog pattern. I think that was etched on there, so if you wanted to make him some sort of an AdMech assassin type, that is totally doable. I got a few random things finished up this week. Not that I did a good job on any of them, but I got them finished. So this was a Clan Rat Champion, I think. I know it came from Resin Warfare when they had their STL files for various Ratmen. And I always liked Deathmaster Snicket at his 3 blades he was wielding, so I thought this was a fun little model to print. Oh, he is a little bit big for Skaven, but if you're going to, obviously tinker with the sizes, you can get that fixed. But they did some nice figures. Definitely take a look at their stuff on My Mini Factory if you have access to a printer. And speaking about if you have access to a printer, one of the things that I did, last week we showed off one of Adamant Arsenal's night builders, so I started fiddling around, and I gotta say I am absolutely chomping at the bit for when their Kickstarter for the Vile and Valor and Vile, I think that's the name. Anyway, I know I have a link for the actual Kickstarter page. I will put that down below. If it happens to start this week, I can absolutely guarantee I will be pointing that out to everyone. But this is such a fun set to mess around with. Now, I know I had a weird print error on mine there for whatever reason on both sides of his greatsword. It just kind of bloop, decided not to print anything, but that's okay. We just rolled with it. These are big knights, and there's a ton of poses, and to go along with the Valor, we also had to do the Vile. And again, totally modular. The parts are completely swappable without any size adjustments. This guy was just fun with that body, with all those crazy... Some of the bodies they've got coming up in this Kickstarter are even wilder than this one. So if you like really messed up, mutated mutants, and knowing what the stretch goals are looking for, I absolutely recommend it. If you like to build your models and come up with all kinds of crazy concoctions, definitely keep an eye on this campaign. I know I am going to be one of the first to back it. And I actually tried to do some highlighting, which is a rarity for me. That's how much I enjoyed it. But I've got quite a few of these guys. I've just got a couple sample parts and I keep printing them. It's kind of ridiculous. So it'll be really nice to have the real deal and access to everything. Obviously, if you want to get them more in line with, typical 25mm style models, you could shrink them down a bit. I think for the bad guys especially, they're fine as is, but I know there's going to be some very, very interesting extra bits to play around with. Alright, what else? I printed this Lizard Priest from One Page Rules, and I had these interesting failures on his feathers there on his staff, but we went ahead and did it anyway. Might as well. I'm not pleased with it. I'm going to have to go back and touch things up. I know it's super zoomed in for the camera, but I'm not happy with his lizardy, scaly skin tones there. We'll have to just probably smooth those out, water down some of similar shades of green, and go from there. A random skeleton. I haven't painted regular, normal skeletons in some time. I don't know what that little white spot is on him. Dust of some sort. He came out okay. I mean, he's a skeleton. There's not like a whole lot to do with him. I'm sure there is if you're a better painter than me. I think that's an Oathmark skeleton. And then I think this one is a Wargames Atlantic skeleton. He feels thicker, but I mean, they're roughly the same size. And I probably need to go back and actually watch my video that I did on these. So you can see, I mean, they're roughly the same size. If you had them mixed in a unit together, they wouldn't look too out of place. But yeah, you can tell this is an Oathmark one. Well, no, they both have integrated bases. What am I saying? I was going to say the Oathmark ones have the integrated bases and the Wargames Atlantics do not. Some didn't, if I recall correctly. Looking at this, you know what I think? I think this is actually a Wargames Atlantic body with Oathmark arms. I did do something funky like that, now that I think about it. Alright, we've got a Perry mounted men-at-arms here. I thought there was better shading under his helmet, but it turns out I was wrong, so I'm going to have to fix that. I wanted to do a very basic, very generic, very plain blue mounted dude to go with the red ones, because obviously we're going to have some blue and red teams. We've got some giant foot soldiers from Conquest to go along with the Perry stuff to designate different units to go play some Lion Rampant with the kids, hopefully over vacation. And finally, I'm like looking around. Yeah, this is finally okay. This is a printed Legends of Signa model that I had them print for me. They do offer printed copies of their figures, just to give it a try. I'm happy with the results. It's okay. I need to touch up the green there. Same color I used on that Lizard Man. Not super happy with it. And I guess I got a little splotchy on his antlers there. My problem is I just love that Agrax Earthshade. And I think what's not helping things is using a really rough brush. I think I need to use a nicer one. Otherwise my characters always need a bit of touch-up. So yeah, we always like those furry barbarian types. So overall, a nice little haul for both of us. I'm trying to get finished, well, I guess get rid of too, all of the half-finished figures on my table currently, so I can get to some of the big stuff. Somebody suggested I go work on that three-headed T-Rex from Mini Monster Mayhem, and I think you're right. I think I really should. It's been calling to me. I haven't worked on a big project. I'm trying to finish up some of the... I have like 5 different Kingdom Death ladies, I think, on the table currently, so we need to get those girls finished up. And then hopefully, fingers crossed, we can start something big. Especially with Thanksgiving vacation, at least for me, right around the corner. I can't speak for the rest of the family. My kids at least do. I know cousins and brothers and things like that do not, but that's their problem, not mine. And as always, with Thanksgiving comes Thanksgiving sales. So hopefully, at least me, I'm looking forward to seeing some stuff for Kingdom Death, but I know I'm going to probably absolutely partake in that big My Mini Factory sale that they're going to do, and hopefully come up with all sorts of interesting stuff. So, with that, if you need them, as always, we will have links down below where you can track down all these models yourself. If you want to print or purchase or paint or do whatever it is you wish to do with them, they will be down there, along with a link for our Patreon if you enjoy the channel, and we always encourage and appreciate your support if it is possible. at all times, and I don't like to hawk that too much, but I usually do it on Mondays. So if you're watching this for the first time, yeah, it's about the only time you're going to get any kind of proper advertisement out of me, but it's there. So take a look if you can. With that said, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.